Hola chicos, and welcome to another video. I'm Christian and I'm moving to Spain. So this time around I will talk about old people in Spain. And why is that, you may think? That sounds boring. But actually I think it's quite interesting, or there are quite a lot of interesting things about how old people are treated in Spain and how their lifestyle is and so on and so forth. So let's get right into it. As I talked about in the kids video, the bars in Spain works very differently than in my country, Denmark. The bars are very chill places, and they are like for everyone. The kids can go to the bar. They're mostly the kind of cafe-like, so they're like cafe bars, open out to the wild, to the streets. You can see the streets in every direction, and it's a very open space where you can feel the temperature, the wind, the weather. They're like half outdoor at least, if not you can sit totally outdoor, and you can see the playground and the life in the streets and everything. And on these type of cafe bars, you're not only seeing kids and babies, you're also seeing very old people. I'm not just talking about people in their 50s and 60s, but even 90s you will see sometime. Even a single man at his 90s walking alone, just by himself, down to the bar and take a little drink, sitting there, taking in the environment, the atmosphere. He will swallow it all while he's sitting there. He will even talk to strangers sometimes, or shouting even, maybe like hello, and greeting the bartender or waiter or whatever it is, what kind of place it is maybe, you know. And there will not even only be one, there will be multiple elder people. I mostly never go to a bar of any kind in Spain without there being someone in their at least 70s to 90s, and most of the time multiple different people in their very high number of years. So it's a very normal thing. Like, your life doesn't stop when you get a kid, because you can take it with you, but your life also doesn't stop when you reach your 50s, and even when you reach your 90s, your life doesn't stop. You can have kind of the same lifestyle, even though you are 90 years old, even though you're in your mid 90s, don't walk that good anymore, but you will still walk. You will still walk around the cities. You just walk slower. Where in Denmark is very differently with the old people. But once you will not see old people in bars. Although there is these bars, we actually kind of call them old people bars. There's bars that are like mainly for old people, but there is like 50 to 70s. It's rare, it's more, but there is often like one customer still alive in the 90s, but it is not much. Especially when you think about the old people bars, so all old people are together, but there will only be like one at the 90s at max. And the thing about that is young people isn't there, so they're not together. They are spread out. We have young people bars, we have old people bars, and then we have like for the middle age something. So it's very differently. But also the old people that come to these bars, first thing, they are alcoholic. That's for sure, they are alcoholic. I'm not calling them alcoholic just because they are more than 50 and they are drinking. That's not my definition of alcoholic. Alcoholic is if you can't stop drinking. You don't drink yourself drunk maybe, but you drink slowly through all day, every day, and you don't skip a single day because you are addicted to alcohol. That's my definition of alcoholic, and every single person going to these bars are alcoholic. I have been working in an old people bar, and they came every single day, every single customer, and they were clearly alcoholic, all of them. But in Spain, they're not alcoholic. They're just living their life. I'm not saying that it's not alcoholic in Spain because of something about Spain, because it's nice in Spain, and then it's not alcoholic to drink every single day. Because it is if you are addicted to it and you do it all day long. If you take a single drink every single day, that's maybe the lifestyle. And if you are not doing it every single day, that can be your lifestyle. But if you do too much, it becomes alcoholic. And in Spain, they are clearly not the alcoholic type. You can see it immediately if people are alcoholic. And in Spain, they just look like they're still alive. Like they look younger than they are, like fresh, active. Where in Denmark, the alcoholic old people coming to old people bars, they are like very. They are very sick and very bad walking, but way more bad walking than in Spain. I usually say that a 90 years old in Spain are still more fresh than a 50 years old in Denmark. That's a very big thing because there's 40 years in difference. And still the old people from Spain still wins the competition. But that's really how it feels when you get to the 50s in Denmark. You are looking like you're about to die. You are so bad health and you have hard time walking even already there, and you just feel bad for a person that age in Denmark. Where in Spain, like a 50-year-old, mid-50s, will very rarely be bad walking. They will be fresh and easy going. Easily be able to walk around 10 kilometers a day, walk around all city all day long. Where a 90-year-old will be bad walking. But still walk. A 90-year-old Denmark will basically not walk. Like they will have a hard time walking 100 meters most of the time, and they will have extra what do you call it? Accessibilities, you can call it maybe, to help them walk around. And in Spain, they will maybe have a single cane, like the old school cane, the one that doesn't really help anything. They'll just like stomp it down the ground like this. That's maybe what they will have in the 90s, if they even have anything. Maybe they walk by themselves, maybe they don't need help. It's hard to explain when you can't really show examples. Like you could compare to individual persons, but it just, there are very big difference between how healthy old people are in these different countries. I've even seen instances where a Dane, for example, are becoming at their 60s or 70s and they're going on a pension, and they're not going to work anymore, and therefore they move to Spain because it's cheaper, and then they can live a better life for the money they have, because they only have the money you have, when you're not going to work anymore. And usually they can make you live the rest of your life, but they move to Spain because then they don't have to have a budget. Really, they don't have to be living cheap. They can live nice the rest of their life, and that's mainly the reason people move to Spain when they're not going to work anymore. Because then they don't have to think about the payment, they only have to think about the prices, and they are cheaper for sure. No discussion there, so it's a good idea no matter what. But they usually just think about the money. But another thing I've seen when elder people move to Spain from Denmark is that they're becoming more healthy. Like when you are in the 60s and 70s in Denmark, like I said, in the 50s you're almost dead. Imagine you working 10 or 20 more years after that. they are very bad health when you reach your mid 60s and 70s in Denmark, and you can pretty much not do anything anymore. So when they move to Spain, they start slowly walking around the city again, because it's nice to be in the city. They are so nice to walk around inside of. So they will do it, and also the weather, I think, is a good thing. Humans are clearly made to hot weather. We evolved in the hottest areas in Earth, not up here in the north where it's cold. That's not where we evolved. So I think, and I have seen examples of it too, that just the temperature alone will make you healthier. But also just the sheer amount of sunny days that give you a lot of vitamin D and other nice things you get from the UV light. UV light is just healthy. And that's just a fact actually. So that's also a thing. So the temperature alone, the UV light, but then there are also the culture and the thing about humans where we better like good weather than we like bad weather. So we like to be outside when it's good weather, but we like to be inside when it's bad weather. So the thing that they have good weather in Spain makes you wanna be outside. So that's 3 reasons that actually makes you healthier just by being in Spain instead of Denmark. And I can really see that it works on old people. Even when you're getting that old, that you are getting sick and you think it will only go down from here and you cannot recover from that, they usually recover at least a bit when they move to Spain. So that's amazing to see that even a sick Dane will be healthy and have a better life in Spain. So it's not just about the Spanish people, it's about the place. Spanish elderly people are very healthy, but every elderly people that move to Spain becomes very healthy. So there's a lot of interesting things to talk about with old people in Spain and to becoming old in Spain. How the lifestyle of old people is in Spain and how healthy it is to be old in Spain. I really get why there's so many moving to Spain when they stop working. Also because, again, it's not really a discussion that it's a good idea, because your money will reach that much longer and you don't have to think about getting money again, ever. So there's not that burden. The main thing people are afraid of by moving to another country, other than being totally confused and don't know how things works, is how to get money. Like maybe they have a bad time in their home country and they're not having a good job or anything. Maybe they don't even have a job, but even if you don't have a job, you kind of know how to get a job in your own country. So no matter how bad a state your job situation is currently in your current country, you will always be afraid to go to a whole new country and start over. And I don't really get that thing, because I don't feel like that. Like my state of work is very bad in Denmark. And right now I actually don't have any work. And I feel like I don't know how to get a work, because it's very hard to get a job nowadays, and it has been getting harder and harder every single year since I started working when I was 13, 12 years ago almost. And nowadays it's just unbelievable hard for me to get a job. Like the last 2 jobs I had, I need to send more than 100 applications to get a job, and I was not picky with it. It was not because I only sent applications to nice jobs. I sent to every single thing. I sent applications to jobs where you think everybody would just get it, and I even didn't get it because many people were needing a job apparently. So I'm like, it cannot be worse in Spain. it must be easier for me to get a job. And actually, as what I have now, I'm taking to Madrid. I'm going to Madrid, and I hear a lot about jobs in Madrid, and I will talk about that in another video, how to get a job in Spain and in Madrid especially. But I hear a lot of stories about it, and it's probably not as bad as many people think when they're moving to Spain and they're afraid of how to get a job. But again, this is about old people, and if you move to Spain now, if I do in my age, I'll become old in Spain, and I'll probably have a better life when I'm in my 90s than I will have in Denmark if I stay here till I die, I guess. But if you are old already and you're moving to Spain, then you probably, if you're really old, right, you are going on pension. And again, to be on pension in Spain are really nice, especially when you come from a country where you normally earn more, because then you get many monies the rest of your life in Spain, and you don't use a shit of what you get. Things are so cheap in Spain that you can live an amazing life on pension in Spain, no problem. Don't have to think about money again. You can really live your life very cheap in Spain. Also, if you're not that old and you're going to work in Spain, it's not that bad, because you probably get money enough to survive anyway. And I should not talk about one too much because I make a video about jobs. So watch that video if you want to know more about how to get a job in Spain and want to know about the money situation in Spain. Again, old people in Spain have a great time. If they are native Spanish, or if they are from another place in the world, it's nice to be old in Spain. Every old people get treated very well, and to become old in Spain, have a job in Spain, go on pension in Spain, it's great. To go on pension in another country and then moving to Spain, also very great. I am of course not looking forward to getting old, but I'm not looking forward to do it in Spain. I have really no problem with becoming old in Spain, of what I have seen now and feel like it will be like. But here in Denmark, I'm pretty much afraid to get any older than I am already now, to be honest. It's just not very nice. It's, yeah, again, we cannot get treated well, we don't have a good time, and we cannot do anything. And actually, I was talking with one of my friends the other day about this situation with old people in Denmark and how it is in Spain. I don't even remember how we got into it, but we were making some comparisons already. And then we just talk about how old people in Denmark become so angry. And then we talk about that we kind of understand why they're angry, because people don't treat elderly people very well, and they don't talk to them for fun. So of course you will become angry with the time when you are old. But also another thing is that there's a reason why we don't talk to old people, and that's because they're always angry. So it's kind of an evil circle and paradox that has started, where old people are angry because everyone hates them, but everyone hates old people. Not all people, old people. Somebody hates old people. Everyone hates old people because they are so angry. So it's just building up, and it's generation of generations, 100 years in the making. So now when a new old people will be born, or what you say, when a person becomes old, they are forced into this society where old people are just shit. And then they kind of need to become shit to fit in this society. And that's a shame. And then we talk about it in Spain. Old people are so nice, and they talk to people. Again, they walk into a bar, sit down, they're shouting at the waiter, they are greeting every young people. Sometimes they're walking over to the table of some teens, sitting down with the teens and like, hello there, and how's it going? And everyone talks to everyone. Everyone don't care about the age difference and so on. And that's very nice to see. And a whole different story, and it's easy to get why people are so much more happy in Spain, especially old people. And yeah, it's just so much of a cultural difference we have right here in this specific aspect, at least, and also in many other places. But this specific aspect is very amazing, shocking every single time I see it before my eyes for myself. But that was pretty much what I had to talk about with old people in Spain and other places too. And if you like that, then like the video. And if there's other things you'd like to hear about, tell me. And tell me in the comments how old people are in your country and how they get treated and how it is to become old. How if you feel the age different in one way or another. And tell me what else to talk about if you want to hear more about this, if you want to hear more details maybe about these things or specific details about this topic I have talked about. And tell me if you want to hear something totally different. And no matter what, then subscribe for more videos about Spain. And then I guess I'll see you next one. Bye bye.